As I have gotten older, there is a trait that I have discovered as I watch television. What I do is I turn the TV set on and I have a sofa in the back room and I just have a pillow there and I lay on that sofa with the pillow and I watch TV. I love Stars and the historical fiction shows about Queen Elizabeth, the Serpent Queen, and Dangerous Liaisons. I like them so much that I will watch them again on demand. And as I watch them a second time, there is like, I don't remember this part. What is going on? And then I realize I must have fallen asleep during this time of the program. There are times that I have to watch it a third time to get the whole program. Relaxing on the sofa with that nice pillow puts me to sleep. I need to what? Stay awake. Think about those classes in high school or college. Listening to those endless lectures, it puts us to sleep. And then we have the test and we say to ourselves, where did that come from? Did we cover that? We need to stay awake. How about being coerced to go to the opera or a museum that is just not our cup of tea? We fall asleep, we lose attention until our spouse gives us the look. Stay awake. How about on Sunday mornings in church? Pastor Dave's message. Do we lose attention? Fall asleep? It is interesting that I can see each and every one of you, and I know my perennial sleepers. It used to be in church that ushers had a stick, and when they would say people that were falling asleep or not paying attention, they would poke them with the stick. As we continue to reopen, that's going to be one of the new jobs of the usher each week. And they're going to stand right here so they can see the whole panoramic view of this room. I have a preacher friend who preaches in the aisle. It's just not my cup of tea. But you dare not fall asleep with this particular preacher because he will stand right next to you if you're not paying attention to your sleep, and the whole congregation can see what you're doing. He has no sleepers when he preaches. Stay awake. We don't know what we will miss. I looked up, what is the record for staying awake? 100 hours? 200 hours? This poor soul in Finland, 276 hours, 11 and a half days. Can you imagine? I wonder if he was helped with some kind of stimulant. And it's funny, the Guinness Book of Records deleted this category because of the detrimental effect of staying up so long. Jesus says in our text today, stay awake, keep alert, be ready. He says, watch therefore, for you do not know what hour your Lord is coming, but know this, that if the master of the house had known what hour the thief would come, he would have watched and not allowed his house to be broken in. Therefore you also must be ready, for the Son of Man is coming at an hour that we least expect. Today we begin the season of Advent. We celebrate the birth of Jesus Christ in Bethlehem as well as we wait for His second coming. As we're mindful in our communion liturgy, Christ has died, Christ is risen. What? Christ will come again. You know, it's interesting with Advent. When I was growing up, it was all about the birth of Jesus. I didn't learn about the second coming till I went to divinity school. And that was a challenge for me, a challenge for all of us, as the second coming was never really a part of our liturgy for we baby boomers. So what is Jesus saying? He's saying, wake up, look around, be aware. Don't miss out on life. See and notice what's going around, to open our eyes, but also our spirits of how aware God is moving in our lives, how God is moving us to stay alert, to pay attention, how God works in our lives. Jesus commands us to be watchful and to expect the unexpected. Jesus talks about a God who is going to surprise us again when we're not looking and when we least expect it. This powerful Advent passage reminds us to be aware that God, who came into the world as a tiny baby so many years ago, now longs to re-enter into our world again. Too often, we find ourselves like the innkeeper who turns away Mary and Joseph and Jesus. Our calendars are packed. Our expectations are low. We're not actively looking and seeking for the Christ in our midst. We are too occupied with ourselves. And Jesus is telling us that Advent is all about Jesus. Advent is all about God. Not only that birth some 2,000 years ago, but an expectation of Christ coming again in our midst when we least expect it. How do we welcome Christ into our lives? We wake up and see that God is all around us. We wake up to realize that we're not alone in our challenges of life. God and Jesus are there with us. We wake up that there is comfort from God when we find those hurdles and disappointments. We wake up knowing that strength will be provided to us when we feel at loss. We wake up so that we don't miss the many blessings that we have in life. We recently had Thanksgiving in our lives, a time for thanks, a time to thank God. I sent out the Psalm 100, which is all about enter into God's world and enter with praise. Give thanks to God. Give thanks to God for our families and friends. Give thanks for persons who have gone on before us, who have shaped us and helped us. We give thanks for Doolan Church. We give thanks for this community of faith of persons not only worshiping here, but we're persons that are worshiping live stream as well. We are all one community of faith. Jesus is nudging us. Jesus is reminding us. Jesus is telling us that things can happen with God that we least expect. So friends, let's stay awake. Be prepared. God has something in store for us in our world like we have never seen before. And it could be soon. It could be soon and very soon.